Hey there. Alright, key of G major, major scales, contrary motion starting on the same note. F is sharp. Based on what was happening before then. So tomorrow will be 95, and today is day 4. They only have 3 positions, so we're back to position 1 of G major cadences. So pretty straightforward. G, C, G, D, with F being sharp. Oops, what's going on? D7. Still got a little bit of a roll there. So I read something about how easy it is to mindlessly sit here and do the same repetitive thing over and over again without thinking about what it is I'm doing. And so I need to really focus on all the pieces. So, you know, I should be thinking G, C, G, D7, G, or, you know, G, GB, D, and then C, CF, or yeah, it's CF, G. That's not right. C, G. And then G, GBD, and then then for D7, it'll be F sharp and C and D and back. And I also need to focus on making sure that all three notes are sounding at the same time. This is a warm-up and a very boring, be honest, technical part of practicing the piano. You know, just constantly doing this will hopefully 1 through 5 ingrain it into my brain and into my hands, so that as I'm learning a new piece or trying to do sight reading or whatever, that piece of it, you know, how to make a D7, especially when it's, you know, written as it is on the music, you know, how do I put my fingers there? How do I get there? What is that? So I can look at the root of it, because that's generally, I think, how you really should be looking at chords. Well, roots may be the wrong word, but the low note of it, and then the shape, and then that's all you need to know, really. So if this is a G and the shape is a second above a second, then it's a G chord. If it's a G and then it's a third, or a fourth rather, or I guess this would be a third above a third. This would be a second, but a third above a third would give you a G chord. And then if you have the same G with a fourth and a third, then you know the shape is supposed to be, so the chord becomes a C. It's just that this is really the third position, because the first position is down here. The second position, you up the root an octave, and then you do it again, or not the root, but you know, the low note up an octave. So C, these two are the same, but the C moves up an octave, and then we go again, and again, these two are the same, and you come up an octave. I think I got my fingers wrong on that, but so that's a C chord, and I should, you know, not cheat, you know, not being able to cheat, because if I'm just reading music, and especially if they don't have the chords written in the music, the names, then it's helpful to be able to figure this out. Now, the one that I need to really work on, because I have to think about what the seventh is. So, same thing. This is it's a D. So if we're doing this, it's going to be D, F, and then the next third would be A. But since we're doing a seventh, we're going to come all the way up to C, and we're going to remove that fifth. And then, so this would be the initial shape. So we move one letter or one note up an octave to D, up an octave, so you get this shape, which is where we're at for the first position of this sequence anyway. But that should be, I shouldn't have to kind of sit here and figure it out. It should just kind of automatically be there. And the only way that's going to happen is if I take the time to, instead of just mindlessly, you know, whatever. whatever. Instead of just sitting there mindlessly doing that, if I think about what it is I'm doing, it's only 10 minutes a day. It's even less than that because part of it is the scales, which I really don't have to think about other than where the sharps are. But, you know, even there's room to think about it because the scale is always, I'd have to go back and look at the actual, because I'm getting confused, I think. So it's a second, and then a second. Is it still a second? I can't remember what it is. But the scales are built on a repeating pattern. So it's a second, second, third, I think, second, second, second. And then you do it, then that gets you an octave, and then it's a third again. Anyway, enough rambling. So that'll do it for scales and cadences for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.